All right, let's dive right in. We're going to explore a really radical idea today about one of the most famous names on the planet, Allah. What if I told you that this name doesn't point to a being up in the sky, but to a powerful system that's humming away inside of you right this very second? Our whole journey starts with a phrase you've probably heard a million times, Bismillah. But the key to this whole thing, the secret, isn't in the meaning of the words. It's hiding in plain sight, in the very first letter. So, let's start there. Let's unlock the mystery of that first letter, B. Because once you see it, it completely reframes everything that comes after. Okay, so when you break it down, Bismillah is really Bismi Allah. It means with the name Allah. And that B is just a prefix, right? A grammatical thing. Well, according to this perspective, that little letter is the absolute starting point for everything. And this is where it gets really interesting. What if the B isn't just a letter? What if it's a symbol for a singularity, a single point of pure, untapped potential from which the entire universe just radiates? Think of it like this. Picture a single tiny dot, but inside that dot is the potential for everything, all 120 plus atoms that make up the universe. From that one point, all of existence explodes outwards. The chair you're on, the farthest star in the galaxy, your own brain, it all comes from that single point of potential. That's what the B signifies. So, if B is the starting point, the source of all this potential, where does the name Allah fit into this picture? And this is the big one. The central idea here is that Allah is not a being, it's a name. It's the label given to the infinite creative potential that is active within your own consciousness, the system running inside your brain. I love this analogy. Think of the name Allah like the Joker in a deck of cards. It's wild. It can fit anywhere because it's not a noun for a person. It's a name that describes the function of potential. It can describe a state of being, like saying, Allah is one. Or it can describe an action, like Allah through. The name just points to potential being realized. Its meaning shifts depending on where you play it. So let's be super clear here. This perspective suggests that the Prophet Muhammad took a name people already knew, Allah, and used it to point to something totally different. Not an entity in the sky, but the system inside us. It points to the infinite capacity of your brain, the unique way that potential expresses itself through you, a coal. And all those 99 names, they're seen as properties of this system, features of your own consciousness. Okay, so let's put this idea side by side with the more common understanding, the one most of us grew up with, the God in the sky. And wow, the contrast is night and day, isn't it? On one side, you have the idea of a separate external being who watches you and judges you from afar. And on the other, you have the idea of a human with godlike potential, an internal system that you operate, where you experience the consequences of your own actions directly. And according to this viewpoint, this is why people can feel so powerless, you know? They look up at the sky and ask, why would a good God let bad things happen? They end up feeling helpless or even getting angry and arguing with a concept they projected into existence, a being they've essentially created in their own mind. Okay, so if it's not some guy upstairs pulling the strings, then how does this all work? How does this internal system of cause and effect actually function? Let's get into the mechanics. There's a term for this, Seri ul Hisab. Now, that's often translated as the swift reckoning, which sounds kind of like a final judgment day, right? But in this context, it's got nothing to do with that. It's basically a scientific description of your brain's neurology. It's an instant, real-time feedback loop. It's a really simple but powerful cycle. Check this out. Every thought you have, every word you speak, every action you take, that's an input. Your brain instantly processes it, carving out neural pathways. The output is the immediate consequence you feel, emotionally and physically. And that feeling, that becomes your new input, which keeps the whole cycle going. You are literally building your reality moment by moment. And this means heaven and hell aren't places you go after you die. Not at all. They are states of being that you are creating for yourself right now. Hell is just the friction, the suffering you feel when your actions clash with your true potential. And heaven, that's the peace, the flow you experience when you're in perfect alignment with it. Now, when you really start to grasp this, it leads to a huge, incredibly liberating conclusion about your life, about responsibility, and about your relationship with time itself. So it all boils down to this one very direct question. If this entire system, this experience of heaven and hell, is happening inside of you, who's responsible for it? You. That's it. It's you. The responsibility is 100% yours because the mechanism, the entire system, is running in your brain. But here's why that's not scary. It's the most empowering idea there is. It means your past doesn't define you. It's just data, old inputs into the system. And the future? That's just unwritten potential. The only thing that is actually real, the only place you have any power to make a change is right here, right now. Think about that. You are not the person you were 5 minutes ago. Every single moment is a fresh start, a completely new now. So the only question left to ask is, with this knowledge, who are you creating next?